Welcome to State of Mind. A state is ephemeral. It's where you are right now, not where you'll always be.
This podcast is for the people who followed the rules of the game and found themselves asking, now what? Here we talk about recalibration, alignment, and what it means to write your own rules. I'm Kanwulia.
And I'm Lia.
And this is
State of Mind.
All about love right now.
Oh,
yeah.
When I went to the library, I tried to look that up, but it was all borrowed out. Yeah. How are you liking it?
I think it's fine. It's going in a direction I wasn't expecting. Like, she's talking about the patriarchy. She's talking about beating your kids and how that isn't. Yeah, I thought it was just going to be all about romantic love.
All about love. Oh, they're like tough love? Starting off with tough love?
She's talking about all dimensions of love.
Interesting. I do want to read it. Mm-hmm. Okay, yay!
Yay! Hi!
We're assuming maybe you watched the first episode by now, and you decided to come back for more, so thank you for that.
Yeah, welcome back. We're like a week out from our first episode, so we are properly in 2026.
When we were filming our first episode, we didn't know that we wouldn't be publishing it like right away. So we're like time traveling in these episodes.
Yeah, exactly. But why don't we pick up where we left off? We were reflecting a bit on 2025 and thinking ahead to 2026. And I'm curious, for you, what's one word or phrase to describe your vision for 2026?
Yeah, I know I mentioned commitment in the first episode. You guys listened to that? So I'm going to stick with that. I'm going to stick with just commit. And what I mean by commit is just doing and doing less overthinking and let's just like try and like see what we get by actually doing it instead of trying to imagine what the outcomes will be like.
Yeah, I agree. I feel like I sort of touched on what my phrase is for this year in the last episode, but over the last couple of days of this year, I've realized that it was the right one. That phrase was less is more. Still very much focused on that. And it's the antithesis of my character. I'm the person that tries to do everything. Like, people are like, you only have 2 minutes to do it. And I'm like, I'll do it in 1.5. And I never do it in 1.5. It like takes so much longer than I anticipate. So yeah, I'm trying to respect the amount of time I actually have and schedule things reasonably.
I see. So doing less or doing more with less time is maybe another.
Doing less with the amount of time I have.
Oh. Okay.
I'm just trying to not pack my schedule and also like my life. I want to focus on a few things and do it thoroughly and diligently. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I get it now. So doing.
Oh, wait, was that confusing? The way I described it?
No, I don't think so. We'll see. Less. No, I think I'm just like not getting it myself. Okay. But I get it now. You're doing less, more intentionally.
Yes.
And with more quality.
Yes.
With the same amount of time.
Yes. And I recall a word I kept using was deliberate. The reason that isn't my word of 2026 is because I don't think it's all encompassing. What I really want to focus on is doing fewer things well. So yeah, the phrase is less is more.
So how have you been putting that into practice so far?
Yeah, I have 4 things that I'm focusing on this year. And I kind of just like judge everything else against those 4 things. The buckets I would put them in are career, fitness, health and well-being, which I put as like a separate category, and then finances. And yeah, everything else is extraneous. It's fluff for this year.
Okay.
And so just trying to focus on that, and whenever something comes up, asking like, will it inhibit these other areas?
Yeah, that's good to have like clarity on your priorities, so that when other things that may tempt you that may come up, it's very clear, like, oh no, I gotta stick to like what I already set out to prioritize for the year. Right. So have you already like been tested? Like, has a scenario like that come up yet?
A friend had asked me if I wanted to do a Hyrox challenge. Have you heard of Hyrox? Okay.
But I don't, you can like, I don't know like the details of it. I just know it's like
I actually don't recall the details either, so let me look it up really quick. But it's this fitness challenge where you could do it individually or with a group, but there are a couple of things that you have to get through in the least amount of time. So it's like 1,000 meters on the ski erg, a 50-meter sled push, a 50-meter sled pull, 80 meters of broad burpee jumps, 200 meters of farmer's carries, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Like there are 8 exercises overall, and in between each one, you have to run 1,000 meters. Anyway, she had asked if I would do it, and I was like, probably not this year, because that counters a fitness goal that I want to focus on, which is running a marathon. And I just can't do both. I don't have the energy to do both. A couple years ago, that's not a constraint I would have admitted to. But this year, I'm like, Kanwulia, in the spirit of less is more, you can only do so much. The marathon is what you've committed to. So the Hyrox must fall by the wayside. Yeah.
How was that experience of like catching yourself? Like in that moment, you probably like when she first brought it up, you're like, oh yeah, I guess I could do that. But then did you find yourself like, oh, hold up, Kanwulia, we talked about this.
It's funny. My immediate response was no, actually, because I feel like I've drilled this idea in my head, this like the concept of like not doing too much in my head, especially as I was reflecting at the end of the last year. So my immediate response was, no, I can't do it. But then afterwards I was like, ooh, but tell me more about it. And as she's telling me more about it, I'm like, I wonder if I could do that. That would be fun. You said it was with a group, so it won't be as taxing. But then I caught myself and I was like, Kanwulia, like you can't do this. You can't do it. Yeah. So it was like, it was an immediate no. Then I was flirting with the idea. Then I went back to no. The hope is that with time, I'll get better at saying no. I've also heard, I don't know if you've heard this, maybe I read it somewhere, that no is a freedom word. You can always change your mind with no, but yes is more binding. Once you say yes, you've already committed your time and you've committed your energy to something you may or may not want to do. As a person who likes to say yes to everything,
yes, I love that.
Saying no right now feels a bit less natural for me, just because I'm just so used to saying yes and like making it fit.
Yeah.
But the hope is that as I continue to focus on my goals and priorities for 2026, the no starts feeling a bit more freeing.
Yeah, that's an interesting, I've never heard of it put that way before, but I instantly went to thinking of HBS. Everyone loves to overcommit. Everyone loves to say yes to everything. And maybe this is a bit of that unlearning as well. Yeah. Because everyone, I don't know, it's a very toxic trait of business school people. There are just so many things to do all the time. So you want to say yes, but then there are other things that pop up later down the line. And then you also say yes to those things. And then of course, like when it comes time to it, you can't do everything. So you end up flaking, right? Yeah. That's just like what ends up happening, the inevitable. So I think that's a good lesson for just everyone, especially the overcommitter MBA students.
I know. Yeah. And in that vein, your word is commit, right? And so how do you reconcile that with the environment we're coming from, where people have a tendency to overcommit? I can imagine she might have fallen into that a little bit too. How are you reconciling those two?
Yeah, this is interesting. We're like opposites here. I'm very happy to say no. I'm
okay, I need to learn from you. I respect that.
It's because I'm always tired. Like, so I physically do not have the energy to do things. And I also know how disappointing it is to say yes to something or like have someone say yes to something and then they go back on it. So I never want to do that to other people. I would rather just say no. I'm just going to be upfront with you. Yeah. So that's why
I love that.
Now swinging the other way on the pendulum, I want to say yes more because
we need to get you more energy.
Yeah. And so in order to do that, I know we're going to talk about like also like how are we going to actually put these like intentions into action? I'm going to go to sleep earlier.
Yay. How many hours do you need?
I typically need, it also depends on like where you are in your menstrual cycle. I always like my good friend Min, like I'm always telling him like when I'm in my luteal phase, so he's like very aware. And he's, when are you not in your luteal phase? And I'm just like, when I'm not talking about it.
Facts.
But yeah, basically when I'm in my luteal phase, I need like an hour and a half more of sleep than when I'm in like the rest of my phase, like follicular, ovulatory. This is of your menstrual cycle. And so usually I need like minimum 9 hours of sleep. So when I'm like feeling extra tired, when my period is about to start, like I'll need 10 and a half hours. And this took a long time for me to even become aware of. So just honoring that. And I think even that in and of itself is just like listening to your body more and respecting it more, so that you're giving it what it needs, like when it's telling you it needs it, so that it can be optimized for whatever, I don't know, like whatever like phase of the menstrual cycle it's in, or like whatever you need to get done as well.
Yeah.
Okay.
I love that. So you're getting more sleep.
I know you and I talked about this like a year ago as well. Like we said that we needed to go to sleep earlier.
Yeah.
I didn't realize until a little too late, until like very recently, that like I have my morning schedule. I know how long it takes me to get ready in the morning, like an hour, but I'm so lackadaisical with it when it comes to my nighttime routine. Like, yes, I have my playlist. I have like
your playlist
my
is
routine.
Fire too.
Oh, you still listen to
it? I do.
I know I have my one save. That's you. But I do need to get better with like actually starting it at a certain time so I can go to bed by a certain time. So that's like something new that I've started implementing.
Yeah, that's a really good point. Because I'm similar to you. I know how long my morning routine takes, especially like on work days, but I have zero evening routine. And we know sleep hygiene is super important. That was going to lead me to your next question. Like, what are you doing to hold yourself accountable to getting more hours of sleep?
Yeah, holding myself accountable, it's interesting because it's a direct cause and effect of how I'm going to feel the next day. Yeah. So now, like, I'm becoming more, as opposed to just, like, accepting things like, oh, I'm just a tired person. Like, yes, that worked when I was swimming, but even after swimming and I wasn't training, like, the over 20 hours a week anymore, like, I still was tired. And I was like, okay, there has to be, like, a resolve here. So yeah, now it's just like being aware that, oh, like of the days where I do get enough sleep, like the night before, like I feel great. And it's crazy that like that is possible. So just always reaffirm the good habits by thinking back to like how good you felt when you were actually respecting yourself.
Oh, I love that. It reminds me too that self-discipline is a form of self-love. When you commit to giving your body what it needs and having the discipline of going to bed when you need to each night, you take care of yourself and you love on yourself, because the next day you're just so much more energized.
Yeah. When we're at school or when we're at work, we have a schedule like set for us, or that we also like have some input on like creating as well, but like it's very time blocked, that you have to make sure that you have time for like the said classes or said meetings, right? But we don't do that for ourselves in most cases, like in our own like leisure lives. And because of that, like I feel like that's where we can use some more discipline, or at least like I can, in like time boxing and making sure that my time is protected, where I need to work out, or like I can't just not show up to a meeting, right? I can't just not show up to a workout. Like I need to just have it fixed there, so that it holds me accountable, and also that I'm just like paying myself some respect. I don't know why it's so easy for us to only put importance on other people and other people's time, but when it's our own, like we make so many excuses.
You're so right. I ended up hiring a personal trainer because I knew that in this season of my life, I needed extra motivation to get up and work out. I couldn't just like depend on myself to do it. And I mean, I'm very grateful that I like have the means to do that, but I also recognize a part of it is because I'm lacking the self-discipline to do it on my own. I need someone else on the other side waiting for me who I don't want to disappoint so that I get those workouts in. And there have been multiple days where I had the intention of waking up early to do a workout on my own, but I just didn't. I let it slip because I was tired, or which is like true, but also it goes back to the point you're making, like, why does someone else need to be there for me to follow through with my goals?
But I'm glad that you knew that about yourself. And instead of just like beating yourself up about it or getting discouraged about it, you found a workaround.
Yeah.
So you were like, well, I'm not the kind of person just to like get up and take myself to the gym and do my own workout. And I know that I need someone to motivate me. So I'm going to make this as easy as possible for me by bringing in all the like factors that are necessary to sustain this habit. Yeah. So good for you.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that. But
it takes a lot of like self-awareness. Yeah, and I think that goes back to just like figuring out who you are as well. I guess this is your first time having a personal trainer, so what did you do before this?
Yeah, I worked out on my own before this. I have loved working out, have loved going into a gym and just like doing my own thing with my headphones in. In this season of my life, work takes up a lot of my time, and the trade-off with working out early mornings is like giving up a little bit of sleep. And I knew that in the early hours of the morning, I wouldn't be making that trade-off on my own unless there was some sort of like forcing function, forcing me out of bed. And there have been many mornings where I'm like, oh, I want to sleep in. And I'm like, oh, my personal trainers are already on their way. Like I can't sleep in.
Yeah.
But
and then how do you feel after? Like you're still tired, or I don't know, you tell me.
No, I feel so good. I feel so energized. That's the other thing about self-discipline. When we set these goals, we know that it's for our own good, right? Like, and the payoff is usually worth it. But in the moments where our motivation is waning, whatever thing we're looking for in the near term always seems so much better. Like that additional like 30 minutes of sleep always seems so much better than the workout. Or the additional hour awake at night seems so much better than that sleep.
I think that's how we're wired, right? For like the short term.
And like the instant gratification. But again, in the long term, you're like, oh shoot, like I actually feel so good.
Yeah.
That's usually how I feel right after my workouts. And I think part of staying disciplined and staying committed, going back to your point, is remembering how it feels afterwards.
Me just agreeing with you, agreeing with me.
You did this yesterday, or like earlier this week too. You're like, wait, I said that. Yes.
It's literally the same thing as listening to your Spotify Wrapped playlist and being like, ooh.
Like you're hearing that song for the first time.
Yeah, you're like, wait, banger after banger. I'm like, oh, these are all the songs I've been listening to.
Imagine if you listened to, like, you heard a song in your Spotify Wrap and you're like, I hate this song.
Oh,
this is not a banger.
Yeah, exactly.
Relate, I can't relate. Anyway, so in light of commitment being the focus of 2026, what's in for 2026 and what's out?
Okay. Wait, you go first.
Oh, wait.
Because I need inspo. I don't know. My mind is blank right now.
Wait, I don't know either.
Okay, what's in? Wait, in light of commitment, what's in and what's out? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
You started.
I'll just be thinking.
What's in is more sweet.
Okay, yeah. So instead of like going through like a whole list of ins and outs, we'll just do like one in, one out.
Okay.
For under the umbrella of commitment, what is in?
And you can't say sleep because you already said that.
Sleep? Oh. What is in is listening to your inner voice, your inner compass. I hate that sounds like so cliche, but like that is like going to tell you where you're going to feel most fulfilled, like going in that direction. I guess maybe. And contrary to that, like the out of that is the yes, like listen to your inner compass unless it is being dictated by what's instant gratification and not actually beneficial for the long run.
Yeah. Okay. Question for that. How did you learn what your inner compass sounds like?
I'm still learning.
Okay.
I think just being very like paying attention to like even if it's like taking a beat, because this is like it's newer for me, so it's not so intuitive, no pun intended. So I think it's just asking yourself like, well, how do you feel? This is still something that I'm getting used to. But what I always come back to is, oh, does this make me feel energized? Does this give me energy? Like if I'm choosing yes or no to whatever has been posed in front of me, or do I feel like a little bit of just ick, you know, like is it giving me the ick? Do I feel energized or do I feel drained? I think it's just like the very simple terms to put it into. Have you ever felt those pangs of like feelings?
Yeah, definitely. I recognize that there are some things that don't necessarily feel energizing that are still good for me to do. I mean, I know I keep going back to like this exercising analogy, but most mornings exercising doesn't feel energizing to me. It's only after I've completed it. So yeah, listening to my inner voice is something that I agree I'm also still trying to work on. I've realized though that it's more of a feeling for me. Like if there's something that doesn't quite sit right in me, it's like my heart clenches up, you know, or even if I don't have the words yet to articulate why I'm feeling uneasy about something, I like feel it in my body. And so listening to my inner voice has just been a matter of becoming more attuned to like how my body's reacting to some things. Yeah, I'm sorry. I don't know if I answered your question. No. I kind of forgot what your question was.
No, I think it made sense. Yours was more like paying attention and like remembering the feeling after doing it.
Yeah.
But then for new experience, maybe like new options that you're presented with, I think you also said something else of like there is a feeling, but you're exercising that muscle of like becoming more aware of what that feeling is. So like you said, it's like your heart clenching up, or maybe and the opposite to that would be like your heart opening, your heart like softening, which it paints like a very vivid picture. And I'm also, we're talking about the book that we were talking about earlier.
All About Love.
Like you're talking about All About Love. And I'm reading Untethered Soul.
Oh.
Have you heard of it? I forget
Yeah, I've heard of it. Yeah. It's the one with a horse on the cover.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. They also use this imagery of just like being open to experiences. So I think this also ties back to my intention of committing to more, and not only being open to experiences, but how do you actually enact that? Like, what does that feel like? They describe it as softening the area around your heart, which I really like. And I feel like you could actually think about that, like intentionally, like softening the area inside your heart, which makes you just like more open and more accepted or receptive to things. I know that's not exactly what you were talking about, but it did remind me of that. Yeah,
I like the image as well because it helps create an anchor in something that's like kind of, it feels a bit abstract. It's very real, but like it feels a bit more abstract. Yeah. And so being able to have that like image in my mind, makes it feel a bit more tangible. Yeah. Cool. Okay. So nice to hear what's in and out for 2020.
Oh, wait, what about, so what was yours?
Oh, shoot. What's my in?
What is your in and what's your out under the umbrella of being deliberate?
In for 2026 is being more cognizant of what I'm eating. And out is, I should have thought about this.
That's okay. Maybe should. I don't know.
Should.
You know how like Molly talks about shoulding, or Molly and Insecure? She talks to her therapist.
Yeah. I like that.
Okay. So for context, in Insecure, there's this character named Molly. I don't know her last name. And she finally goes to therapy. like in season 2 or 3 or something. She's a very high achieving, like type A person, boss woman, and her therapist over a few sessions or like the time that they've been working together notices that Molly uses the word should a lot. Like she should be doing this. She should be doing a lot of things. Right? Am I remembering that correctly from Insecure? So. Yeah. Yeah, that has always resonated with me because there could always be so many things that you could be doing if you had unlimited time and resources. Yeah. So yeah, maybe.
No, that definitely resonates. I'm going to take that. That is out for 2026. And it's very much consistent with what?
That was me giving it to you.
Thank you. That's out for 2026. And it is consistent with the theme. Less is more.
So in is, what again?
In is focusing more on my eating. As you know, my sweet tooth is crazy.
It's not so bad. I don't know. Compared to what?
You don't know the depths of my sweet tooth. So, I guess for the audience, I am obsessed with chocolate chip cookies. The first summer I lived in New York when I was interning in the city, I spent it ranking different bakeries across New York City. And outside of that rank, I also I just eat a lot of sweets. I eat way too much sugar. But I have been feeling the ramifications of that and also just high inflammatory foods.
Yeah. This is 30.
This is 30. The way I can feel it in my body. Yeah. So yeah, that is in for 2026. Or should I say, like the sugar and all that stuff. It's not totally out, just being more mindful of what I'm eating is in. And yeah, the out is all the shitting. I think that there is, especially coming from like post HBS life and just like who I am in general, there's all these things that I do out of like the pressure that I should be doing them. And then I end up doing a lot of things like somewhat well, maybe even just mediocre. I'm not trying to do that this year. I don't have the energy for it.
Yes. Okay. Yeah. I also think that, yes. Okay. Getting older and being in our 30s, it becomes easier to be more discerning because we have less everything. We have less tolerance. We have less energy. We have less time. We have less bounce back, I guess, from eating just like junk food and sugar overload and stuff. Yeah.
Well, I was going to ask, what are some constraints that you're working with then? If you were to think of what your primary constraint is on actioning some of your like main goals this year, what comes to mind?
Yeah. What are some self-limiting obstacles and stuff for commitment? Maybe it's just my historic performance so far.
What do you mean by
just
that?
Having had so many reps of saying no and overthinking and staying in the analysis phase before committing. Yeah, I think I just need to, that's a lot of unlearning that I need to do. And a lot of just gotta rip off the band-aid, just choose to do something totally different now. So yeah, maybe like my obstacle is just like not reverting back to what is familiar. Yeah. What's your obstacle?
Energy for sure. Between like work and race training and like just some of the other things on my plate, I think that my energy will be the biggest constraint, and managing my energy needs to be a focus. I think part of that, of course, is like comes with my diet, but yeah, other things that I'm doing as well.
Everything that you shared, I think all kind of feeds into each other though. Like I think you'll,
for sure,
it's like a self-fulfilling thing. Like if you stay on your track of maintaining your priorities and leading with your priorities and making decisions based around your priorities, that will give you energy. And vice versa, then you have the energy to keep doing it. Yeah
That's the hope. I believe that too. So
yeah,
I'll report back in 11 months to let you know how it went.
Yes. I know this is nice to be forced to think about these things and like put it out in the universe on the internet.
I know.
Because it'll like hold us accountable, hopefully. Also, there's there's like the neuroscience of like cognitive dissonance. Like we're saying that we're going to do it. So like we have no like our brains have no choice but to do it because we'll be hypocrites and we'll have to live with that, you know?
I don't want to be a hypocrite.
Yeah.
So we're just over a week into the new year. And for those that do like to set goals or write out their desires for the year, even come up with the phrase, what is your recommendation for them in terms of how they think about this month and making sure that they're thinking about what they want out of the year?
I would advise our listeners who are on like a similar journey to, just to take a beat, you know, just really feel your feelings. Just practice having discernment, and it just takes reps. And I think how you can practice discerning is by just paying attention to how your body or how you emotionally are responding to things that are posed in front of you. So Kanwulia mentioned that if she's faced with something that she doesn't really agree with or isn't her vibe, like she'll feel her heart tighten up. For me, I just feel like ill. Like that's my initial response. So it might be a little different, like just hearing how we respond to things. Like it might be different for everyone. So figure out like what that is for you. But broadly, it's going to be a negative feeling. And then for the positive ones, I know for me, it just makes me feel excited. And what did you say was a feeling of energizing excitement for you, or like something that you like or agree with?
Yeah, I think for me, it's excitement. Like I'm like, ooh, let's do this.
Yeah. So choosing, so once you figure out whether you're excited about something or not, that's a good first check of the box. And then the next check would be, maybe it is as simple as that. Commit. Yeah. Maybe it is as simple as that. Because I'm trying to apply it to my intention of just operating more in the commitment phase and committing more. If I feel like that pang of like excitement, let me just go do it before I talk myself out of it.
I really like that. I think too that a lot of times around this season, people have so many goals. It's like they want to change their life in a year, and they want to do it by doing 10 things all at once. But instead of trying to tackle a ton of things at once, think about baby steps and the benefit of just taking a step forward in the right direction each day, and not trying to take like 10 steps forward every day, because that's how you end up not fulfilling goals or like desires that you set out for. I mean, I think that goes back to what I've been saying a lot, which is less is more. It sounds like common sense, but I think it's one thing to know that and another thing to actually act that way. What's the stat that like 50% of people drop their New Year's goal within the first week and 80% by the end of the month? And I think that's why. It's because we're setting a lot of goals. And it's not that each goal by themselves is unrealistic, but it's that the quantity of goals is unrealistic. And so focus on just a few and move forward on those. That also builds a lot of self-efficacy. When you hit one goal, then you're like, okay, like let's bring on the next and let's bring on the next. And maybe you're not a brand new person after 2026, but in 2027, you look back and you're like, man, I'm a lot different than I was at the end of 2025. And that's so rewarding.
Yeah. Beautiful. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I think that's a perfect way to end this episode on like such a high and optimistic note. So thank you for tuning in this week. We'll see you again next week.
Next time on the pod. See ya.
Bye.
Bye.
Yay.
Yay.